Hi everyone. Today we are going to learn about what are the two most popular methodologies in software development life cycle. So there are many methodologies, but the most popular ones are waterfall and agile. Now, what is waterfall methodology? Waterfall methodology in the sense, I'll give you an example. Suppose a business owner wants you to create a software application, okay, for his business, and he is giving you the requirements. So he's saying like he wants that project to be completed in 1 year, okay. So it's going to be a very big project. He wants that project to be completed in 1 year, okay. So what you will do is you will gather the requirements first. That will take about 2 months to gather all the requirements. You will gather it and then document the requirements, and then you will discuss with your development team, okay, your architect, developers and testers, and there will be a design, okay. So that will take again 1 month, okay. Let's say it takes 1 month. So for gathering the requirements it takes 2 months. For designing it takes 1 month, and then once it is designed, we need to develop the application, right? So we need to develop the application and then test the application. Let's say that takes about 2 months, okay. And then implementation. So the most important is the developing time and testing time. So if suppose if the testers they find a defect, okay, so again the developer has to fix the defect and then he needs to continue the development, okay. So let's say that the developer creates the application and then tester tests it and they find the defect, and again the developer fixes that, okay. So this goes on and on for about 3 to 4 months, and finally we are in implementation phase. Implementation in the sense it needs to go live. So we are finally completed the end product and we're making sure we're giving it to the business owner. So that is implementation. So implementation, it goes live. Once it goes live again, the business owner checks if everything is fine. So that is called as maintenance, okay. So the time frame from requirement gathering till it goes live, okay. If it is 1 year, you're doing it step by step, okay. You're gathering the requirements and then you're designing and then you're developing and then testing it and then implementation and then you're doing maintenance. This is waterfall. So this is for example, you are gathering the requirements. If that takes about 2 months, okay. So you're just gathering requirements for 2 months. In that time period, you're not discussing about design, okay. You're not discussing about how to develop that, or you're not discussing about how to test that, okay. So the very first 2 months you are just gathering requirements, and then the next month you are designing, and the next month you are developing, and the next month you are testing, and then you are going live. So this is a step-by-step process where if the requirement phase is completed, it has to go to the design phase, okay. If the design phase is completed, it has to go to the development phase, okay. It goes step by step. Suppose you are in design phase, okay. You cannot go back to the requirement gathering phase, okay. So you are already completed the design, okay. Now the business owner wants new requirements. You don't want to go back and gather new requirements for him, okay. So waterfall is fixed. You gather the requirements, that's it, done, okay. No more looking back for gathering the requirements. If design phase is completed, then that's done, okay. And then implementation is completed, then that's done. You're not looking back, okay. It's just one way. So complete the requirements gathering, and then complete the design phase, and then complete the development phase, and then complete the testing phase, and then complete the implementation phase, and then maintenance. Whereas the next methodology is agile. We don't do like that in agile, okay. In agile, for example, the same project, okay, the business owner is want to develop an application, okay, by you, and if you want to go to agile methodology, it's it will be in short sprints, okay. SPRINT, sprints. What is sprints? It could be a 2-week time frame or a 4-week time frame. It depends upon like however you want to choose it. Let's say it is like in 2-week time frame. In that 2-week time frame, you will define the requirement and build the requirement, and that particular requirement will be going live. So release means it goes live. Okay. So this one agile, it goes by like very small requirements. First you would then, for example, a login page, just the login page, you will gather requirements for the login page, then the build that application just for the login page, and that will go live. And then next the registration page, then you will define the requirement for the registration page, gather requirements for that particular page, and then build that particular page, and then it needs to go live. So this is in short time period. Okay, it could be 2 weeks or 4 weeks. That terminology is called sprint. Okay, but in waterfall you don't have sprints. Okay, there is no like defined timeline. It could be 3 months, like overall the project can be like 3 months. This requirement gathering can be 1 month or 2 months. It depends upon like your project. Okay, there is no like definition for waterfall that it has to be in a certain time period. But in agile, it's not like that. It's very like short term development. So it needs to be completed. That particular feature or particular requirement has to be completed within that 2-week time frame or a 4-week time frame. Okay, whatever your development team is going to choose. Okay, it could be 2-week sprint or 4-week sprint. So that's the difference. So which is popular? The most popular one is agile. Okay, currently like most of the top companies like Microsoft, Facebook, Twitter, and Bank of America, like any company you take, they're following this agile methodology because it's easy, right? Within like 2 weeks or 4 weeks, the customer is able to see something like whatever you have developed, and he is not like satisfied, he can again give you requirements. Whereas in waterfall, it's not like that. He needs to wait for like about 6 months or like 1 year for him to see the final finished product. And after 1 year, if he doesn't like the product, then it's going to be a mess. But here it's like constant validation. Okay, every 2 weeks and 4 weeks you're developing something, you're showing to him, and then if he wants to like correct, then again he's going to give you requirements, and then again your development team is going to build it, and they're going to like go live again. So that there's like a constant improvement in agile. Whereas in waterfall, this is like a standard process. So earlier, like 10 years back, we all used to follow this waterfall method, but this is being decreasing now. And now it's more like agile. Okay, everybody want to see results in like 2 weeks or 4 weeks. They want to see some kind of software development within that time period. Okay, so this is very, very popular. So in the interview, if they ask you like what's the difference between waterfall and agile, you have to say that agile is something, we use something called sprint. Okay, SPRINT, sprint. It could be a 2-week sprint or a 4-week sprint. Within that particular time period, you have to define the requirements, design the requirements, develop the requirements, and then you have to build this application, and then you deploy. Deploy in the sense it goes to public. Okay, so the customers can use that now. So that happens like within 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, the developers have to like develop that feature, and then it goes to the public. Whereas in waterfall, it's not like that. It's like one way. It's not going back again for refinement. Okay, for example, here you develop that particular feature, and then you after 2 weeks or 4 weeks, the customer can see it, and then they may add additional requirements or not, depending upon like how you have developed. Okay, so this is like constantly you're developing or building that application. Whereas in waterfall, it's not like that. It's like one way. You define, you design, you develop, you test, and then deploy. Deployments, it goes to production, like live environment. So it's like one way. Whereas agile, it's not like that. It's going to be in sprints. Okay, that's the main difference. So it's one of the very basic interview questions. They may ask you what's the difference between waterfall and agile. You can explain the difference, and you should be good to go. Thanks everyone for watching.